Nike's $1 billion secret deal shocks the WNBA as Sophie Cunningham dumps the giant for Arby's, the stunning move that no one saw coming.
Greater spotlight on some of the details that you have to be good at, that Caitlin could cover up with her incredible skill, her range, the way she creates space, and the timing.
She went silent. No social media rants, no pompous press conferences, not a single heads up. Caitlin Clark waltzed into that Nike studio alone with only one person in tow. No coach, no agent, not even a single family member by her side. Just Sophie Cunningham.
Or what the W really is, you know what I mean? And like, I get it to a certain extent, and like every rookie coming into the league, that's how you're going to treat them. But there's just more for her.
What unfolded next wasn't just historic, it was absurd. A rookie, barely out of the gate, casually handing away a slice of her $25 million empire on camera like it was no big deal. No sweat, no hesitation, and the WNBA, it'll never recover from the shock. Like this, if you think you're watching the rise of a so-called queen who's supposedly playing 4D chess while everyone else is still fumbling with checkers. Hit subscribe because Caitlin Clark isn't changing the league. She's reshaping it to fit her personal narrative. Nike, they've been eyeing Caitlin since her Iowa days, but that doesn't mean they know what to do with her yet.
So in your career, you got to match up against other Nike hoopers. Do you have a favorite matchup?
You're gonna get me in trouble. Honestly, like I'll just say D, because she's such an icon in our sport and has been in the game for so long. You know, getting to share the court with her was pretty fun, and you just see her competitive spirit. Even though you're not on her team, like you can just feel it.
How many resources Nike puts behind Caitlin Clark now that we're going to start getting some of her merchandise coming out, and fans are indeed excited. I miss my GOAT playing. Gonna go ham on this commercial. I thought it was a nice commercial myself. Where is her own shoe? We're waiting on that. We are waiting on that. Wow. Y'all must have a fever or something. Oh, what a great double play on words. What a great double entendre.
When she dropped 40 points on national TV, the boardrooms didn't just notice. They had no choice but to react. When she packed arenas NBA teams could barely fill, they finally got around to approving her offer. And when she signed that $25 million deal, the biggest ever for a WNBA player, Nike thought they'd won. Caitlin Clark was their golden ticket. The face, the billboard, the sole icon they'd build everything around. But Caitlin, she wasn't having any of that. She had different plans, because her so-called legacy wasn't going to be some solo act. A week before the Nike campaign even dropped, Caitlin made a private call. She didn't ask for a seat at the table, she demanded it. She wanted Nike to create a custom design, a golden box. Inside, a sneaker that didn't even exist yet, a prototype. White and gold with legacy stitched on the tongue and initials that weren't just hers, but of Sophie Cunningham's too. Nike balked. That's not how signature deals work, they said. But Caitlin didn't care. She said, I didn't get here alone, and I'm not staying here alone. And so they caved. On the day of the shoot, lights flashing, cameras rolling, Caitlin opened that golden box. She turned to Sophie and said, "This is ours." She gave half of the spotlight away. No WNBA player had ever done anything like that. She's not the loudest, not the flashiest, but one thing Caitlin is, she's tough as nails. And Sophie Cunningham, she's been grinding in the shadows for years, taking hits, trash talk, and fouls.
Play until right before. This is a preseason game where Clark is not available, and yet you probably
one that doesn't include 10 other people. All right, now let's go show you something else. So the shoe goes on sale today, or was it today? It sold out in minutes. And I want to show you something right here. Just so you can, just a reminder, so you remember who the cash cow is, who the box office attraction is. You got to remember this. So remember, if you're not familiar, they have something called GOAT. GOAT is a secondhand market for sneakers. And this is their website. And if you see the shoes on here, It's right here. Caitlin Clark.
When Kate was
Caitlin
hurt,
Clark.
and our offense was clicking, but now we have to have a new offense when she's in there because she just brings that much to the game, and so we have to adjust. And I think all of us just want it now. We know what the potential of this team can be, but we can't think about that. You really have to take day to day, and stuff that worked here, we need to carry it over to tomorrow's game. We have a lot of games coming up, and I think like 7 days or whatnot, and so it's mentally making sure that we're good. It's physically making sure.
Commercial since she's entered the WNBA. I know she's made a cameo here. She's made a cameo there. She was featured as part of this rollout here, featured as part of this rollout there. But is this our first official Caitlin Clark solo commercial since she has joined the WNBA? And as well, WNBA ratings from this past week in non-Caitlin Clark games on NBA TV have been
Nike situation. Now we know Caitlin Clark got some shoes that is set to be released tomorrow. That is a PE Kobe Bryant shoe, bruh. Yes, Caitlin Clark got her own signature PEs with Kobe Bryant and Nike. Now, one thing about it is there's another shoe that is set to be released in October.
When Caitlin Clark entered the league, she wasn't met with applause. She was met with fire. Booed, targeted, and thrown to the wolves. And who was there to have her back? Sophie. While the veterans stayed silent or turned their backs, Sophie stood firm. She didn't hesitate to speak up when it wasn't popular, when it wasn't safe. And for that, she paid the price, getting fined just for defending Caitlin. But Caitlin, she didn't forget that loyalty. She didn't need to be protected, Caitlin said once, but Sophie did it anyway. And that's the kind of person Caitlin wants by her side. That golden box wasn't just a gift, it was a statement. A thank you, yes, but also a direct shot across the bow of the league. The moment that video leaked, it exploded. Social media went into overdrive. Aya Wilson posted one emoji. Angel Reese went live. You could hear the shockwave inside the Fever locker room. Silence, then tears. No one was angry. No, they were shaken, inspired. Caitlin didn't just grab the bag. One teammate even said she shared it. Who does that? In a league where egos and greed often outweigh loyalty, Caitlin Clark did the unthinkable. She didn't just sign a contract. She sent a message that hit harder than any three-pointer. Loyalty, respect, power, and most crucially, shared. Behind the scenes, Nike had no choice but to scramble. They were already reworking their entire game plan. Enter the legacy line. Each year, Caitlin will pick one player to spotlight. Not her best friend, not a teammate she owes, but someone who earned it. A box, a reveal, a partnership. This isn't some shallow brand deal. It's a power move, a dynasty being built in real time, whether the rest of the league is ready for it or not. The WNBA has never seen this kind of power circle before, but Caitlin Clark, she just created one. And Sophie Cunningham, she's the first name etched in gold, forever part of the foundation Caitlin's laying down. This league is brutal. Rookies get shoved into the corner, rivalries burn hotter than fire, fans boo, and media doubters lurk around every corner. But what Caitlin just did, it's not about taking the spotlight. It's about something much deeper. It's about recognizing loyalty and lifting those who lift you. It's about understanding that the WNBA isn't just about putting up points anymore. It's about impact. And with one single gesture, one box, Caitlin Clark proved she's not just the face of the league. She's the very heart of it. Meanwhile, another shocking drama is tearing through the WNBA, and it's far from basketball. Forget the game. Now it's all about flying sex toys on the court. Yes, you heard that right. Twice in 1 week, objects have been thrown onto the court like it's some sort of twisted joke, turning the league into a viral circus. Players like Sophie Cunningham try to act like they care, but Angel Reese is laughing it off, turning this mess into her personal joke. And let's face it, every one of them is cashing in on this chaos while the WNBA's reputation goes down the drain.
So let's start with, let's start with Sophie Cunningham. Right here, with the public service announcement. Oh God. Stop throwing dildos on the court. You're going to hurt one of us. And I'm going to be honest with you. I actually think she's serious here. All right. I don't know why. I actually don't think she's joking around. They're worried about a potential dildo concussion out on the court. I mean, look, if it's thrown hard enough from far enough away and you hit somebody upside the head, like dildo, down. You're seeing that picture right there. You're seeing that right there. This person that is a great.
Enter the key players involved in this circus: Sophie Cunningham, Angel Reese, and Sydney Colson. If you think any of them are taking this seriously, think again. Sophie tries to play the role of the responsible one, with her public service announcement warning people to stop throwing dildos on the court. But let's be real, she's probably the only one who isn't fully embracing the chaos for what it is. Then there's Angel Reese, the one who's actually turning the whole mess into a joke. With her snarky comments on social media, she's all about stirring the pot. Instead of calling it out for what it is, she's getting cheeky, laughing it off like it's some kind of hilarious prank. Meanwhile, the WNBA is left looking like a joke itself. And don't get me started on Sydney Colson. Her involvement? Let's just say she's playing along too, adding fuel to the fire while pretending it's all in good fun.
Sydney Colson answers Angel Reese, hey, Sydney Colson, why do you keep throwing your mean green in different arenas? It's getting weird. Colson answered with this picture.
Now let's talk about the absurdity of it all. The flying dildos. Yes, this is what the WNBA has come to. Twice in 1 week, during actual games, these things were thrown onto the court. It's not even about the game anymore. It's about what bizarre object is going to make an appearance next. First, a lime green dildo lands in the middle of a game between the Valkyries and the Dream. Security can't even handle the situation properly, and they let the whole thing unfold like a freak show. And if that wasn't enough, it happens again during the Valkyries' win over the Sky. It's like the WNBA turned into a trashy reality show where the real drama isn't on the court, it's what's being thrown at the players. Imagine having to halt the game while security removes a sex toy from the court. What's next? Are we going to get a
Angel
highlight
Reese, your
reel
Sky
of these
teammate's not
stunts?
too happy. Quote, it's super disrespectful, said teammate and Sky Center Elizabeth Williams, per the AP. The Associated Press is in on this, folks. Seriously. I don't really get the point of it. It's really immature. Whoever is doing it needs to grow up.
And here's where it gets even messier, the humor versus immaturity debate. Some players, like Sophie Cunningham, are trying to play the role of the mature adult, warning everyone about the potential dangers of throwing these objects. But seriously, when you've got a game littered with sex toys, who's taking any of this seriously? It's just childish antics wrapped in a fake cloak of responsibility. Meanwhile, you've got Angel Reese laughing it off like it's the funniest thing she's ever seen. It's like she's in on the joke, except the joke's on the WNBA and its crumbling reputation. To her, it's all just part of the game. Forget the professionalism, forget the integrity. It's all about making the drama the star of the show. Now, let's talk about the public fallout. And trust me, it's not pretty. The media couldn't help but latch onto this train wreck, and the reactions were a mix of horror and mockery. The flying sex toy drama became a viral sensation, overshadowing everything else. TV announcers were caught off guard trying to salvage any professionalism, but it was too late. The WNBA wasn't trending for its stellar gameplay, it was trending for its absurdity. One announcer, clearly fed up, said, "Get them out of here." But what does that even mean anymore? The damage is done. And then there's the fans. Some find it funny because, of course, in the age of social media, everything is a joke until it isn't. But others are disgusted, calling the whole thing disrespectful to the game, the players, and even the fans who came to watch basketball, not a circus. It's become clear the WNBA isn't just losing credibility, it's actively feeding into its own downfall by letting this nonsense slip through the cracks. If this was a publicity stunt, it backfired. Because no amount of meme-making or viral jokes can erase the fact that the WNBA is now synonymous with a sex toy scandal and not its actual sport. It's like watching a league descend into chaos with everyone scrambling to either make light of it or distance themselves from it.